Welcome. Are you interested in finding out the steps to become an empowered empath? I'll explain it all in this video. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. My name is Stephanie, and you probably know me as Altered States of Consciousness. So if you watched my last video, you know that an empath is someone who is highly sensitive to their environment and to the people around them. Because we know that empaths literally absorb what others around them are thinking and feeling. Many empaths turn into codependents or people pleasers because of this sensitivity. More often than not, we learn to read others better than ourselves, and in the wake of this, we stop listening to our own thoughts and feelings, and instead just focus on the other person. In fact, sometimes we become unable to read our own feelings and emotions because the stimuli of the world and other people's feelings become so much louder than our own internal voice. This is a form of self-betrayal. I believe that people can also become empathic due to their environment while growing up. For instance, if you are the child of an alcoholic, it becomes extremely important to be able to energetically read your alcoholic parent so that you can prepare for any kind of imminent danger that might be on the horizon. This is also true for people who grew up with abusive or narcissistic parents. Reading the energy of your parent or caretaker becomes invaluable information in knowing when to fawn, shrink, stay small, or even become invisible. This is a safety mechanism of our subconscious. The problem is when we grow up and learn empathy in this type of environment, we begin to place the needs of others above our own. And we spend so much time reading others' energy that we begin to neglect our own energy. Anyone who's been exposed to this will understand that helping and tending to the other person's needs and emotions was how we survived. But then this became how we relate to the world and to others. We become the friend who has the compassionate perspective, who others turn to when their lives are in turmoil. We become the mediator and the therapist to people in our lives. And while being a mediator or a therapist is the perfect role for a people-pleasing empath, we begin to burn out because we are not having an equal energy exchange with anyone. If we were a therapist by profession, our perspective would be idolized and we would be paid for the emotional toll that this would inevitably begin to take upon us. However, when we are just the empathetic friend or coworker, it is often a thankless role where we are only needed when the other person seeks our guidance and or comfort. The rest of the time we sit idly by waiting for someone to need us. Lucky if we can recharge enough to prepare for the next occasion. Not only are we not paid by the ones needing our advice and support, we are actually being drained by them. I know for me personally, it took a chronic illness to finally slow me down, so I could begin to reevaluate how I use my energy, simply because I had none left to give to anyone else. My adrenals became burnt out. I had no other choice but to begin to put me first. This wasn't easy and it didn't happen overnight. It took years for me to learn to check in with myself and make decisions based on how I felt rather than what I could do for someone else. Learning to set boundaries was excruciating. I could literally feel the pullback from the other side. Sometimes I stayed firm in my boundary, and other times I lost the battle due to the extreme pushback. Because I learned all of this on my own through trial and error, I wanted to create an online group where I can help you all break your negative habits that could be causing you harm due to your empathetic nature. It's a group where we can explore what it means to use our empathetic abilities to help guide ourselves towards self-development rather than self-destruction. And we can use the tools and practices that have helped me personally turn my empathy from a curse into a superpower. It is possible to feel things deeply and to not be consumed by your environment or the people in your life. Empathy is an amazing tool, but we must use it differently than we have in the past. We must turn our attention inward and utilize our amazing empathy to nurse ourselves back to emotional and physical health, and connect with ourselves spiritually to recharge when we become depleted in real time. We must learn to set boundaries that will feel uncomfortable at first, but will allow us to flourish in the long run. People will be disappointed when you begin to do this. After all, most of them really benefited from the free therapist/mediator role that you were embodying for them. So we will help support each other throughout the process. That way you will not become discouraged. I call this course the Empowered Empath because an empath with boundaries is beneficial to the world and to themselves, while an empath who is giving from an empty cup has nothing to offer and will eventually burn out. In this class, we'll be working on learning to help cope with emotional overload, how to recalibrate and recharge in healthy ways, how to listen to your internal voice over the noise of others' emotions and stimuli from the world, learning how to set boundaries and then practicing with one another, how to separate from the feelings and attachments of other people, how to love yourself without judgment and validate yourself, necessary self-care practices for empaths, how to clear your energy field, strengthening your energy shield when you feel unsafe. Don't forget to sign up for my Empowered Empath group linked in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be talking more about empowered empaths in the future. And please share this video with a friend. Maybe someone who's curious about becoming an empowered empath. See you all next time.